Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to what's called screen wrap our spaceship. What that basically means is if our spaceship goes off the top of the screen, it's going to come through the bottom. If it goes off the left side of the screen, it's going to come through the right, vice versa. So it just basically keeps our ship on screen. Because right now, if I hit play, and then I just go up here, I just go off the screen. And I'm still going up off into nowhere, so I won't be able to see myself. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up the player script. Open up another screen. And what we're going to do is there's an easy way to check if our spaceship is off screen, and that's with the render. So what we'll do, we're going to go ahead and create a private variable here, and it's going to be our render. It's going to be an array of them, so we'll call it renders. And then we'll go ahead and throw start back in here. That way we can set renders. We're going to say get components in children. So this will get all of the renders. Well, actually, what we need to do, we need to say render right here. All right. So what this function does is it goes through all the children of our game object that we're calling it from, and it gets all components that have this type, which is type render. So and that's going to fill this renders array up. So then what we're going to want to do is we want to check our renders, all of them, and check if they're on screen or not. And how we can simply do that is just check if it's visible. If it's visible, as in it's within the camera, then it's on screen, otherwise it's not. So down here we'll create a function. It's going to return a boolean, true or false. True if it's visible, if any of the renders are visible, false if they aren't. So we'll say bool check renders, and we'll do a for each loop here. And what we're going to say is we're going through each of the renders. So we're going to say if render, and it has a property that's called is visible. So it makes it nice and easy. So if it's visible, we're going to return true. Just so if any of them are visible. Otherwise, if none of them are visible, then it's not going to hit anything there. So then we'll return false. That's just a quick and easy check to see if we're on screen. So now that we can check if we're on screen, what we want to do is actually do our screen wrap. So what we'll do is right here, we'll call a function that we're about to create. I'll call it screen wrap. And we'll go down here and create it. It's not going to return anything. It's just going to do the screen wrap and everything within the function. So let's see. Yeah, screen wrap. Sorry. So we don't need any parameters. The first thing we're going to do is we're just going to create a boolean here that's called is visible, and we're going to set it equal to check renders. So that's going to hold if our ship is on screen. So then we'll say if is visible, we're going to turn, oh, you know what, I'm going to need a couple of values. We're going to have a couple of bools, or booleans up here. We'll say is wrapping x, and then we'll say is wrapping y. Set those to false in the beginning. So this will just tell us if we're wrapping along the x or the y, currently wrapping. So if we are, then we just want to, if we're visible, then we want to set our x and y wrapping to false. Because if we're on screen, then we're not wrapping around. And the reason for that is because we want to check both of those. So if we are wrapping on both of them, then we are going to return also. Oops, I forgot to return up here. Alright, so basically if we are on screen, then we know that we're not wrapping either way, and we just return, so we don't need a screen wrap. If we're wrapping along the x, alright, so we do x and y, because if x is true, so we're wrapping on the x, we need to also check if we're wrapping on the y. If we're wrapping on both, we don't need to do the screen wrap. So now what we're going to do is because we're going to do some screen world space, what do you call it? Not transforms. I can't think of the word. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to create a vector 3, and that's just going to hold our position. So we'll call it new position. And we're going to set it to equal to our current position, which, keep in mind, what our current position is. Remember, we're calling screen wrap after we've already added the force and everything. So it's going to be our current position after that force is added, before this is actually visible on screen, before the render call has been made. Because this is done in fixed update, where the physics fires off. So we have this position that we're basically about to move to on the next frame, and on the current frame. So what we're going to do is we're going to say if our new position x is greater than 1, or our new position x is less than 0, then we want to set new position dot x equal to negative new position dot x, and set is wrapping x equal to true. We're going to do the same thing for y. And then we will set our transform position equal to this new position. And that should be that. So let's go into Unity. Alright, we're all good. Let's go and test this out. Alright, so we're going to go up. Go off screen. We should come back on the bottom. Yep, there we go. Screen wrap. Go in at an angle. We're going to come up down here. Yep, boom. There we go. So Asteroids style, what do you call it? Screen wrapping. Alright. That's about it for this tutorial. Haven't decided what I'm going to go over next tutorial video, but it will be up soon. Well, this one will be up soon, and then I'll spend a little bit of time, get the next video up, and get it to you guys. Alright, thanks. Bye.